All right, we are here at the 2025 CrossFit Games in Albany, New York. And Fern, we'll talk about the front lines, what we're seeing.
Battle.
As you know,
We're going to battle.
Yeah. I can't hear anything on here.
Nothing at all?
Nothing.
Why didn't you tell me that when we started?
Check.
You're 2, right? Nope, that's 1.
Oh, yep, there we go.
Good? You can hear it?
In and out. Let's
Good?
go. Yep. Oh, it's so touchy. It's gone. Oh, we're back.
Swap that out.
We're good.
Okay. All right.
Check. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Want me to start that over?
No. Sloppy. Listen, we don't. It is what it is. It's like running a business. We had a plan.
It's messy.
We had a plan.
To shit.
Then life intervened, and we're here.
Yeah.
All right. Front lines.
Yeah. So the last several months, as you know,
Yep.
we did a big overhaul on the front end process for us with Affiliate U.
Yes.
And what's been really interesting has been some shifts I've been seeing in the space around what's going on, what affiliate owners are thinking about and focused on. And yeah, it's really interesting.
All right. So what Marcus is referring to is we did, not that it matters to you guys. Well, maybe it does matter to you guys. If you, anybody that's working with us, you know, we've worked with over 1,000 affiliate owners at this point. We did soft talk knowledge. We did a significant overhaul on many things inside of how we fulfill the curriculum. You know, this was a 6 or 7 month project that got expedited in March-ish to do some pretty significant fulfillment improvements with regard to how we engage with clients. In addition to you and I kind of not switching roles, moving roles.
Yep.
Because your super skill is kind of client experience, designing sales processes, that kind of stuff. Yep. Which, you know, anybody that comes to talk to us, at least currently, is inevitably going to have some deep conversations with you about what's going on in the affiliate.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. The overhaul that really has been eye-opening is getting to be back on the front lines of the intake process, right? So for what we do is when someone comes in to learn about Affiliate University, what we do, how we can help them, if we can help them, we take them through an assessment and prescription process. And in overhauling that process, I got to get back out there and see exactly what's happening. And it's always interesting because whenever I get to do that, I get to a fresh pulse on what's going on, right? And there are some interesting new themes out there that I'm noticing. So,
okay.
Number one, we are getting a lot more veteran affiliate owners. So people who are like 15 years plus that are coming to the conclusion, or they're starting to ask for help when they didn't before, because they're starting to look down the barrel of like, maybe I want to retire someday.
Yeah, what now?
Yeah. And they're starting to realize, they're like, it may have been fine for me just to run as a business. I got a, you know, an okay check maybe. And, you know, I'm out of the mud maybe on the business. But when it starts coming to, I may want to sell this someday or hand it off to someone and have it, you know, actually make some money on it and actually have that transition work so that the new owner takes good care of my people.
Yep.
That awareness seems to be moving to the front. And
what's what happens when you do something for a long fucking time?
Sure.
And you're like, that idea starts to creep in where you're just like, how long do I really want to get up at 4:30 in the morning and then maybe close the gym at 6:30? And, you know, for good, bad, or indifferent, like, you know, I think there's not as much anymore, but that for a while there's a misconception about like what type of affiliates we work with. Like, oh, well, you guys only work with struggling affiliates. I'm like, well, everybody's struggling in some sense, but like if you just broadly speaking, no, like we work with many affiliates that are running 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, up to $1 million a year that have different sets of problems.
100%.
And
it's relative.
Newsflash, all businesses have problems. I have many friends who run very large businesses. They have the same problems.
Yeah.
Right. It's just same problem, larger version, maybe some added complexity, but it's still personnel, process, strategy. Right. That's it. Yep. Right. Like when it gets outside of that, it's just like, what are we talking about right now?
It's an infinite game. And a lot of times when people are at the beginning stages of the journey, they think that, well, once I get here, I'm kind of good. It's like, no, it's once you get there, now you have a new level to learn about and new skills to learn, and you got to work through that. That's going to take time to unlock the door to the next level, which
Right.
is rinse and repeat that same process, right? And what's cool about the veteran owners is that this realization is coming in, and they're like, well, I have a business and it's pretty good. That's what I'm hearing constantly. They're like, it's fine. And I'm realizing that fine might not be good enough for
Well, I'll just
what
tell you
I
a statement
want
of
for
fact.
it.
It's not good enough. It once you come to the realization that I'm gonna hand this off at some point, and whoever's gonna buy that, we talked about this the other day, right? Like we kind of talked to Dan about to close it, and I think it's worth repeating because everybody needs to hear it again. Which is like, you're gonna sell it at some point.
Yep.
You're probably gonna want to sell it for a lot of money because why not? At which point, the person that you're selling it to doesn't want to buy a pretty good business. They don't want to buy a business that's
Right.
like okay. They definitely don't want to pay $500,000 for a fucking job,
Yeah.
right? Nobody's going to the bank to get financing or going to spend their own money for something that they have to go in and work and coach 15, hell, 10 classes a month. I'm not paying $500,000 for a business I have to coach 10 classes a month in. That's
You made a point in your talk, and I already talked to you about this, but I think it's relevant to bring up the talk you did at the Owners and Coaches
Yep.
Conference a couple days ago, which is great, by the way, guys. And
You
where
blew it.
you
You weren't
said
there.
what it really cost you.
Yes.
What your business really cost you. Because when you ask someone that question, they immediately are like, well, either how much were my startup costs, how I'm going to spend $30,000 on equipment and build out, or it's I bought the gym and I paid X amount of dollars. That's not the big part of the price.
That's your hard cost.
Right. The big cost that you really feel when it's time to talk about selling your business that the other party doesn't give a shit about is all the late nights and the missed weekends and birthdays. Those are the things that you feel make your business worth more, but they don't. Those are just, I just had this conversation maybe an hour and a half ago at our booth, and a gentleman's talking to me about where he's at with his business and like kind of thinking about that end of the road and transition. It's like, oh, I want to get at least like maybe $1 million for it. I'm like, we have a lot to do in order for you to get $1 million for
Bro.
a gym, right? There are multiple layers that you have to still address between where you are and $1 million.
Listen, I don't know if that guy's business. I hope to God it is, but this is precisely what I'm trying to help people avoid, which is I want to get this. I have no concept of what getting that would mean.
Yeah.
At which point I get to the negotiating table. I have an idea of what I'm going to get for this. And then the offer comes across the table. And this is the day I think about how much I paid for it.
Yeah.
When the offer comes through and it's like, we'll give you $175,000 for it. And you're like, that's 5 times less than
Yeah.
I thought I was going to get for this. And now you're starting to think about like, I did all of these things. I gave up all of this time. I missed the birthdays. I missed all that kind of other kind of stuff. And now you're having because I usually have these conversations with people. And again, many times with people that we don't work with. I probably get 3 inbound emails, and I work with them too, like literally for nothing. They're like, hey, I'm trying to sell my business or I'm trying to buy. And I'm like, if you want to send it to me, it's Fern at best hour of their day. Nate, put this on the screen. I will take a look at it. I won't charge you shit. I don't care. Because it is a very sobering conversation when I'm like, dude, you're never going to get that. Like,
Right.
You're never going to get that much money for it. And not that you couldn't. What you currently have is not worth that much money. Because the point you go to sell, this now becomes it's transactional. Like, I don't give a shit how anybody feels about that. Like, somebody is going to pay a very large sum of money, maybe, for your thing. They want to know if it's worth it. They're like, it's like selling a house, right? They're like,
I used that exact example, by
I'd
the
like
way.
to go get this much money for it, and they're just like,
They're
"Well,
checking comps. It needs a new roof.
Right, it needs a new roof, and they're like, right, but like
They don't care.
They're like,
You had family birthdays there.
right? Yeah, we had family birthdays, and I'm like, I really spent a lot of time building this shop in the garage. They're like, I'm ripping that out, dude. I don't give a fuck about shop in the garage.
Right.
Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
It has no value to me, and it's tough, man. Like, I legitimately, it's like it really bums me out. Like, it actually hurts me when I have those conversations, and I have them way more frequently than I would care to. But the reason we're talking about this, and the reason we do a lot of the stuff that we do inside of Affiliate University is to really start thinking on a much longer time frame. And like, longer lens, right? And this is what it's really fun for me, is because at the second you have that sobering realization, we were having this conversation earlier. I'm like, you know, it's not fucking sexy working on your business. When somebody's like, you need to work on your business, but like, you do need to do that. And sometimes you have to have this very harsh, visceral reaction to, oh, I'm not going to get anything for this in return. Maybe I should fucking work on my business. Yeah. And if that's the thing that gets you to fix the stuff that's going on in the business, then great, right? And it's like, once the pain is severe enough is when action starts to happen.
Right.
And some people just have to have a lot of pain in that scenario. I just don't want people to have that pain on the day when they go to sell.
Right.
Because that's brutal, man. It's brutal.
Well, and I think what it does too, this is regardless of where you are in the journey. If you think about, okay, what do I want to happen when I sell this business? What's my goal when I exit? And this is harder to do when you're earlier on, because you're like, this is what I'm going to do. Great. Still go
coaching.
through this exercise, because you want to have an end game in mind. And once you understand what that looks like for yourself, hey, I plan on handing this off to my son. I plan on selling this and then buying a fucking laundry mat.
I want to give it to my GM. I want to give it to my head coach.
Correct.
Like,
there are several different ways that this can go. I want to be able to pay off my house and have this be my retirement.
Right.
Awesome. Think about that. Choose a path, and you can change your mind along the way, but choose a path, and now you have an opportunity to reverse engineer, which is all this game is. Mm-hmm. Define your outcome, just like in training. What is it that you want? You want to be fitter. What does that mean to you? What's the application? Oh, you want to do a CrossFit competition. Cool. Now we have something to train for specifically, right. And now I'm going to reverse engineer back to where you are right now, and now we can lay out the roadmap.
Right. It's like, I want to sell my business. How much?
Correct.
Not I want to sell my business. How much? How much do you want to make? They're like, well, I'd like to get $500,000. I'm like, okay. Do you know what that means? Listen, I want you to get $500,000, but do you know what that means? Like, what does that mean, and what would that look like? How are we going to do that? I think it's just a mindset shift. I also think it's just like, we just happen to be, on the timeline where there's a lot of people that have been doing this for a while.
Yep.
And grinding away. Like, I had a super interesting conversation with Craig Howard, Diablo CrossFit. I don't think Craig's 62. Fit as fuck, don't get me wrong, right? But like, he's thinking about it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking about it. And I'm definitely not 62, bro. And it's like, yeah, we gotta make sure that everybody's thinking about it. And the real thing that I would want to convey here is that, like, it doesn't mean you're exiting tomorrow. It doesn't mean you're exiting 3 years from now. It doesn't mean you're exiting 5 years from now. It doesn't mean that you now become this robot that does things transactionally solely for the purposes of increasing EBITDA. Like, it doesn't mean any of that shit. It means thinking about your business and designing it in a fashion that it would provide maximum impact to the end user, to the staff that run this business, and to me as the owner, because that has very, very high value. Right. At which point, you'll find a buyer. And one of the interesting things, when we did this exercise at Best Days with the crew, and we had Adam Carroll there, mm-hmm. who kind of helps with, teaching some finance stuff and some leverage techniques. Some of the valuations we came up with were great. Right, meaning like you've got really good, discretionary earnings, and they were like, dude, who's gonna buy this for this much money? And Adam was sitting in the back, because like that's what he teaches people to do, is just have access to capital. And he was just like, dude, we might need to be getting in the gym buying business, bro, because these are like cash flow heavy businesses.
Great
and
business.
we got people that need places to put their money.
Yep.
And it's not like, I think it'll be a little bit more challenging to find a buyer, but like, there's always buyers, man. There's always somebody that wants to put their money somewhere, as long as the return matches what they want on their dollars.
Absolutely.
And those people are definitely not looking for a fucking job. They're like,
Exactly.
I want a lifestyle business, and it absolutely can be that. Like it can be amazing.
And the beautiful thing is that if you're watching this or listening to this and you're thinking like, I'm not even thinking about selling. Why? Like, understand that the business that is the most sellable, as in you will get the most money, it'll be the most appealing to one of those buyers, is the exact same, and that you get the most money for, is the same business that is the most awesome to run.
It's the most fun.
You now have a business that is built on systems that are run by people who do a great job and are going to stick around, who are delivering an awesome experience to your members. It's stable, it's profitable, predictable. Everything that everyone wants in their business is exactly what leads to this outcome. So it's the
So you
built
just
to
have
sell.
fun along the way instead of like trying to like, throw yourself on the hamster wheel at 1,000,000 miles an hour in order to try to hit an arbitrary timeline because you just didn't think about it soon enough.
Yeah.
And this is why we heart people. I'm like, hey, start developing your staff. This is the whole predicate behind the Jim Mayer.
Yep.
And again, a lot of people push back and be like, exit, and Jim Mayer be like, I want to coach this and I want to coach that. And I'm like, the concept and the identity of being the Jim Mayer is the difference simply this between need versus want.
Yep.
That is it. The Jim Mayer only does things because they want to.
Right.
Right? You want to
You're
coach a
cherry
class?
picking the things you
You
like
want to coach a
them do in
class?
your business.
Coach a class, dude. But you do not need to coach a class.
Yep.
Right? You do not need to run payroll. You do not need to make that post on social media. You do not need to go to that meeting if you don't want to. Now, again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm not suggesting you are an absentee owner. Like, I think that's a red flag in my mind.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Doesn't work too well in this business.
No, I go to my gym every day. I am there 8:15, 5 p.m. unless some other stuff. I got weird shit going on, like clockwork. I hop into classes. I train there. I don't turn any knobs. I don't push any buttons. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't even do coach develop anymore. The staff does the coach development, and it's fun. It's fun, dude. I wouldn't even want an office somewhere else.
Yeah.
I want my office in the gym. It's fun, man, and it should be fun. And that's really those. Again, those things are not at odds. I think they're actually they're very symbiotic. And if you are having a good time, and you're creating opportunities for people, and you're creating impact for your clients, what else do you want?
Yeah.
Like seriously, what else would you want other than that? Like more money? Okay. But at some point the money doesn't matter anymore. At some point you're like, I don't care.
Yeah, I want to enjoy my business.
I want to enjoy having a good time here. I want to go on vacation when I want to go on vacation. I want to leave for a month or do whatever.
Or nerd out on a new thing.
Right.
A new perspective you have on your business because you have the clarity, you have the freedom and the time and the resources to do cool shit.
Right.
I want to, you know what? I
want
really
to
want
start
to
a
work
podcast
on leadership
for the
with
gym.
my staff.
That's all I want to do. I want to start a podcast in the gym, and I
Totally.
want to do leadership, and I want to create a career path for them, which is what Chappie talked about at the Owners Coaches Conference. Start mapping that out, because neither one of those is a small lift if you want to do them well.
Yeah.
Pro tip: we're going to be coming out with a podcast masterclass, and we are going to give you guys literally everything that you would need to record, edit, and post a highly produced podcast. Everything from a free version, so if you want to invest a little money, and so that you guys can tell the unique stories inside of your affiliate, and we are going to give that to you guys. So be on the lookout for that. Nate's helping me build all of that. And more importantly, we are designing this in a fashion where you could record, edit, and post in under 4 hours a month to get a tremendous amount of content. Because we know that's something that people want to do, and we know people need to tell better stories in the affiliate. So anyway, back to you.
Yes. So next thing, I am seeing an uptick in gyms changing hands again,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So it's making up a bigger and bigger percentage of the conversations and intakes that I'm doing. And what I'm seeing that's different, that's been happening already for a couple of years that
Yep.
we saw a big jump in that, which is not a bad thing. People who were here when it was early and raw and there wasn't as much support or clarity yet.
There's a point to be had here, and I think you're going to hit it, but if not, I'll touch on it.
And then now you've got fresh blood, fresh legs coming in here, excited, ready to rock and roll. So you've got these transitions happening, right? But what's happening is that people are starting to come and ask for help earlier. what happened a lot over the last, many years we've been doing this.
I bought it. Fuck, I don't know what to do.
I bought it. I already tried to do this.
Yeah.
I think I screwed it up. Now I need help.
Right.
Versus people who are now like, I'm buying a gym. I don't want to screw this up. Can you help me do this right?
Right.
And it is like the joy I get from when someone tells me, because I'm like, where are you in the process? And they're like, I haven't bought it yet. And I'm like,
thank God.
Yes. All right.
A, I'm going to get you a cheaper price on that. And B, we're not going to do any of the painful parts of this. Yeah.
And when you make the transition, there are some really key things. It's not just about buying the gym and taking it over and putting out some fires. We want to make sure you are established as the new leader. What is the narrative that you are bringing into this community to make how you're going to take this over, make it better, but keep the things they love. There's a method to the madness. And the sooner we get to help someone, just like when a new gym opens, when they come and they're like, hey, I'm like 6 months out, I'm like, you are going to smash. This is so much better than, I open in 3 weeks, can you help me now? And I'm like, yes, but.
There's minimum ROI on that 3 weeks, dude.
We're really close to the bandsaw.
Yeah.
And so the conversations are happening earlier. And I'm not exactly sure what ticked over for people, but it seems like the new guard that is coming in a little smarter than.
Or maybe just a little bit more, which is a good thing, just paranoid.
Bring it on.
Smart entrepreneurs are basically in a state of constant paranoia.
Well, it's a different industry, and the competition that is out there now is because it's not ever the other CrossFit gym. You have more looking businesses.
Yeah, you have
in the industry.
24-hour type gyms that are offering functional fitness. You have the F45s. You have the Barry's Boot Camps. You have the Orange Theory. You have
the EOS and like these bigger box gyms that are doing some pretty dope setups, right? And so they're coming in and they're like, right. And so you've got people now showing up. They're like, I think I might have to do pretty good right out of the gate to make this work. And I'm like,
no.
Wonderful.
You will.
What I'm saying is that's the paranoia. They're coming in, they're like, I can't just wing it.
But I'm stating that for anybody watching is like, you will. This is not 2007 through 12.
It's not even 2015 anymore.
It's not even 2015 anymore. Like, you will get chewed up and spit out. And I'm not saying that you have to have like $50,000 bathrooms. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that you have to have some good operating systems. You have to have some know-how. You need to understand how to communicate, market, sell, develop, fulfill. You need to have some understanding of those core components of running any business, whether I'm selling pizzas or teaching fitness. Because the other businesses who are not doing what we're doing, which is like we are in the impact business in CrossFit, which is like, hey, I want to change your life. I want to bring you in here. I want to create healthy lifestyle for you and longevity. Other businesses are there selling the flashy shit.
Right.
And the flashy shit sells.
100%.
Like, so you have to understand how this now works. And you're going to have to figure out how to communicate that. And you're also going to have some flashy shit. I don't think that is the keys to the kingdom. I think it's now more and more becoming, I wouldn't say it's a necessity yet, but like we're getting pretty close. I'd venture to say in the next 3 to 5 years that if you don't have a gym that has the bells and whistles, shower, sauna, cold plunge, towels, maybe some sublets where they have massage therapy and stuff like that, you're going to be on the struggle bus because other people are going to be doing those things.
CrossFitters, I've purchased hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment in my life. I've been doing CrossFit since 2007. I've owned 4 affiliates. I currently own an affiliate in my basement. And let me tell you this, Rep Fitness is by far my favorite equipment. First of all, it's amazing quality. The price is right. And what I love is I talk to somebody that I know, that knows me, and that understands my needs. Now, cool thing is, as a family member of Best Hour, you can save big over at Rep Fitness. Go to repfitness.com/best hour and save on your next equipment purchase.
All right, guys, if you like this content, please subscribe to the podcast. But understand, we work with affiliates. If you are interested in building your business, understanding strategy, building a better community, and building better coaches and careers for them, hit the link somewhere around this video, and we'd love to have a call with you.
What's so cool about these acquisitions, these like ownership changes that we're getting to help in the process, not only are they getting the better price, but like the potential that's out there now with what we can do with these gyms, like it's not a little bit better, because they buy the gym because they're like, hey, I just don't want it to go out of business, or
Right.
hey, it's been my dream to own a gym and I have the opportunity. Awesome. And they're like, if I just get a few thousand extra bucks a month, like, it's going to be good. It's like, you can do so much better, so much faster than you think, if you follow the order of operations. And when they see what's possible, when we go through this assessment process, they're like, oh, this can be a real, like, cool business. I'm like, dude, you can make an awesome living. You can make six figures running a business that is super fun, super rewarding. And by the way, you're literally everyone's favorite person in town.
Right.
Good. I'll wait for you to tell me a business that's that fun and that rewarding in every way. And they're like, oh, I thought it was just going to be kind of like a fun thing to have. And it's like, no, you bought a gym for like 30 grand and you're going to be able to make six figures off of this over the next couple of years once we get this thing dialed in. Like, that's not that easy to find.
So I was literally having a conversation over here earlier today, and it was like such a succinct way to say it. And they're like, we love it because it's fun and it's hard. And I said, right. And if you don't worry about this, then eventually it's just hard. The fun goes away, dude. Like, the fun, 24 months, man. Like, if you're a little younger, you can bunk up with your buddies and you'll look back on that times. But eventually you're like, I got a girlfriend, or
buy a house.
We want to buy a house. We want to do that shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, it is fun and it is hard. But if it eventually just becomes hard, this is when it becomes a real problem, right? It should actually move the other direction. It should go from being fun and hard to just being predominantly fun. Now, hard has different
it's just a
shapes
different
and
kind
sizes.
of hard.
Yeah, it's a different kind of hard. It's not like the coaching 8 classes a day hard.
The way I like to look at it is like, there's the mud. You're stuck in the mud when you're still figuring the foundation out. That, if you don't get out of the mud, you are screwed in 24 months, right? Maybe you got a little bit more longevity because you're young, but the point is that, but once you get out of that, it's not about hard to survive. It's hard because I'm growing and learning as a person. I have to become a good manager and leader. I have to learn accounting and something about money management to become more efficient and a little bit more literate, start making some more intelligent moves. But the hard isn't because you're going to go out of business tomorrow. The hard is just challenging yourself. And I actually think that that's part of the fun, because
What is fun? Like, there's like difference between, like, it's hard to survive versus it's hard to get better. Those are both hard, very different.
100%.
Very
You're
different.
in a different state of mind. You're in a survival mode versus a thriving mode, right? I'm choosing to get better because it's going to make my life and everyone I care about's life better.
And learning is
versus
hard until it's not hard, and then I have to learn something that I don't know, and then it's hard again.
Yeah,
right?
versus I don't know if I'm paying rent.
Right.
Right.
That's hard. It's a different kind of hard. It's a way more stressful version of hard.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think, and again, listen, I don't know how many episodes we've done on this, and like, we love to give tactics, but like, sometimes really what we're trying to communicate is like a mindset shift for people. And this is one that we're seeing a lot of. And, having seen both variations of that, like having seen people that are moving in, like lots of them, frankly, like moving into the gym mayor role is really cool, because they now get it. They're like, oh, fuck, this is fun. They're like, I could do this for a really, so it becomes, here's the difference, right? The difference is somebody who's in the gym mayor seat is like, I can do this for a long time, versus somebody who's not is like, I don't know how long I can do this.
That's a great way to put it. 100%.
Right? Like, Ellie, he was like, hey, are you going to sell CrossFit Rife? And I'm like, for sure. When? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like,
but someday
I could do this version a long time. He was like, what do you do? I got like 90 minutes of weekends and a lot of shit talking. Like, I could do that for a long time.
Yeah.
Like that's a conservatively, I could do it for another 20 years, and I would be stoked. Versus if you went back and I looked at, the version I was doing 4, 5, 6 years ago, I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, 5 years maybe. Like,
right.
I'm gonna get tired of that shit,
Yeah.
And I think that's the way to look at it, which is like, how long do you think you could do this version?
Yeah.
Is probably a good indicator of what you need to start thinking about as far as running your affiliate, building a team, and growing a really, really good community to, again, like, get good value capture on the back end. And I think, again, we've talked endlessly about affiliate owners, and everybody has their money shit. I think affiliate owners have an extraordinary amount of money shit. But let's put it this way. Listen, I don't know a ton of CrossFitters that aren't fond of Greg Glassman. I am. I owe my entire professional career to Greg Glassman. Greg got significant value capture at the end of that.
Yep.
And I'm very happy for him. So don't be afraid of that. You put a lot of work into this. Hopefully you build something great. At the end of that is a benefit for you, and that's how this works. So don't shy away from that, and don't think it's bad, because it's absolutely not at all.
Yeah.
It's the whole purpose of building a business, you know.
And in the updated assessment and prescription process that we're doing, where we help them really figure out, like, what do you want out of this, right? And the lens we use for clarity is, I first want to understand, what do you as an owner want out of this that's going to make you say hell yes for another 10 years, right? I'm not talking about how many members or revenue. What's most important to you? Oh, you have 2 kids. How old are they? Oh, they're 10 and 7. Oh, you want to really be involved in their sports and their stuff. Okay, well, what does that look like? Oh, afternoons. Oh, and you really like coaching, but you're doing it a long time, so maybe in smaller doses. It allows me and the person, right? So they're going through the exercise, and they're actually starting to really, like, crystallize a version of this future that they're like, yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's frame A. Frame A is, what do you want out of this? Then I say, cool. Now what does the business need to look like to make that happen? And then when that connection is made, they're like, oh, okay, great. Now we go through the actual objective assessment, right? Because there's the subjective conversation. I'm kind of plucking it out through the conversation. But then we go through our 10 general skills assessment, black and white. We get to see what's working and not working, and to what degree, which oftentimes very eye-opening, because they're like, I thought we were a lot better at that. And it's like, okay. We go through the money map, the finances.
You lose it? Keep going. I can hear you
there
still.
It is. And we go through the finances, where are we actually at, also very eye-opening. But then we pull all that together, and we're like, cool, that's where you're trying to go, this is where we're at, and this is what the numbers look like. Here's the path, the roadmap. And they're like, oh, that actually feels doable now. It's like, it is
very doable.
100% it's doable. It's just like a new member or an athlete that comes in, they're like, I don't really know, I want to get in shape. You take them through, you do this all the time at the gym.
Right.
And then you're like, cool, when I reverse engineer it, next year, you can be doing your first competition and cranking out muscle ups, do whatever it is.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, when they see a progression from here to there, all of a sudden it starts to become real. And when it becomes real, it's now a lot of the fear and the anxiety that a lot of gym owners are just living in, thinking that this is what it needs to be like always, starts to dissipate.
Right.
And that dissipation of stress, that clarity, if I just do this, then this door opens, and then this door, it gives hope, it gets excitement, it makes it fun, and now you get to play a game.
Yeah.
Right? Business is a game.
It's a game.
And as soon as you recognize what game you're playing and how I get to win this game with my resources based on my definition of winning, now we're off to the races. Let's go. And it's what I love so much about coming to the games. Actually, my very favorite part is all the people that we get to see in person, right? And, we get to see people on Zoom calls all the time, and sometimes we get lucky. They come out to our tour stops and our masterminds and whatnot. But sometimes I only get to see some of the people here. And they come up and they're just like, we get these big hugs, and they're just like, I love my business now.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck yeah. That's literally my whole reason for doing this is I want you to have what you want out of this thing. Because if you do, you are a lighthouse.
Yeah.
You are going to make this look awesome for everyone around you. Your coaches are going to look up to you and be like, I want that. Yeah. That's it. This is what I want. And he actually makes us look good. Or she's living a great life. She has a house. She's got. And then the next generation is being developed, right? And I'm pretty sure if you ask any of us, like, I plan on this being around for a long time.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. I got no fucking plan B. I can tell you that. Like, I'm fucking.
This is it, guys. And for
Or to
those
join
of
the
you who-
military again, like, can you use like can I go back in at 47? You know?
But I think that's really special, and that's really like why we do what we do. It's like if we can empower you to get what you want out of this, you're going to be in this for a long time because it's fun, it's rewarding, it's all the things that you hoped to get out of this when you signed up for it.
And you know, one of the things it's and candidly, like, CrossFit needs to do a better job of this. We need to do a better job of this. And I've been saying this for a while. I was like, start putting some of those people forward more, because I think there's a misconception about people don't think you can do that. They don't think it's possible. I mean, you can run a gym that's really good and has my fingerprint all over it, and I don't have to do everything. And I'm like, yes, absolutely, dude. And that is a real thing. And I just sometimes just go in and look at some of the Slack channels, particularly in the Gym Mayor group. But like, there's a ton of people in there that are doing that version. And it's like one of the most rewarding things of all time to see that. And they're in the aha moment. They're like, oh, I'm doing it. Like, I'm doing the thing. Like, this is actually what I envisioned when I started. And somewhere along the lines, I like lost sight of that. And I was just getting pummeled. And I was like, well, maybe this is how you do it. And it's just like, well, that is a way to do it. I don't know if it's the right way to do it or the most sustainable way to do it, but like, you could do it that version, but you don't have to. Listen, if you're listening to this, regardless of where you're at, regardless of what market you're in, like, listen, working with well over 1,000 affiliates at this point, we've already worked with somebody in your particular scenario that has been able to do this. It is doable. And I assure you, you like that version better than the current version. I assure you. I specifically, we did a summit in Austin a couple years ago, one of the affiliate gatherings. Mm-hmm. And there was a gentleman there. I don't remember his name, and it doesn't matter, right? He's like, I don't want a 300-person affiliate. I said, why? He's like, well, I just don't want that many people. I want to know everybody and do all those things. And I said, I don't know that that's accurate. I challenged him in front of the group. I'm like, why don't you want one? He's like, well, he gave me a bunch of reasons that are very common to be given. And I said, well, what if I gave you a 300-person affiliate where you didn't have any of those problems and you still had all of that? Like, would you be okay with that? He's like, well, and I was like, have you ever had a 300-person affiliate? He's like, no. And I said, I have. And I've had a 150 version too. I'll take the 300 version, right? Like, it doesn't have to, like, it's not like when you go above a certain number, all of a sudden, like, you don't fucking know anybody.
Yeah.
Or like, that's not accurate. Like, you actually get the ability to impact more people, and your staff starts to take over some of those roles, and they'll fill you in, and you get to interact in those scenarios and do that kind of stuff. Like, dude, I can assure you, listen, there are versions of 300 that are worse. But they have all the same shitty problems that you had at 150, dude. There's just more of them, right?
It's because it's the same thing, just scaled up.
Right.
What we talk about when we talk about these 300-400-person gyms, that we have plenty of inside of Affiliate U who are smashing it with awesome communities, with great culture, high-quality coaching. Oh, well, you can't do that with larger classes. Yes, you can. You just need better coaches.
Right.
It's it's not as personal. I don't know everyone's name.
It's more personal.
It's because you're too busy.
It's more personal.
You have the ability, if you build it right, to where that's all you do. That's part of being the gym mayor, is literally just be everyone's friend. This is social hour for you. Go know everyone.
It actually, if done correctly, or if it, not correctly, correctly is not the right word. If done more intentionally, which you'll do if you have more time, it's more personal. So an example would be, we have been doing some variation of committed club giveaways and lifetime attendance for years. I don't even know how long. And I went to the staff because, like, we give away stickers and T-shirts and mugs and all sorts of other crazy shit. And I was like, why does somebody have to wait to 100? I'm like, what if we start giving somebody stickers and shit on their 5th class?
Yeah.
Like, why do we have to wait till 100? Like, let's do 5, and let's do 35 and 70. And you get bandwidth and a viewpoint to start doubling down on the thing, because the reality is like, hey, I know everybody's names and all that kind of stuff. Is like, you do, but there's a difference between knowing that information and then being able to act on it regularly. And if you are doing all the things, again, like, I don't know how many times we heard it at the damn conference, but like, nobody cares, how much but they care how you make them feel.
Yep.
Right. And it's like, you can know everything about them, but if you don't have the bandwidth to send them a birthday card or get them a custom T-shirt or send them flowers when their mom dies, then you're just a person who knows a lot of stuff.
Right.
And I'm glad that you know those things, but that's different. That's different than I'm actively like
Seeking it out
and doing unprompted touches across my membership base. That's very different. This is when you're doing that version. Now you're moving towards the realm of unreasonable hospitality. And listen, make no mistake about it. Unreasonable hospitality requires a tremendous amount of brain power. Like, you have to really start being thoughtful and intentional about, what am I going to do here? And it's not just be like, now it moves past just the send them their card. I'm like, no, don't send them the card. Send them something that would be so like non-standard that they wouldn't know how to react to it, and you can't do that if you are doing all the things. Like, you're not going to be able to do that. You'll be able to do way more of the fun stuff if you start building a team. And then ultimately, I think there's other people that want to be a part of that. There's other people that want to do, like, we have that in Best Hour, and then I've got them at the gym where, like, people they're like, I love to give people gifts. And I was like, great, I'm the worst gift giver of all time. Like, it's not my love language is to give gifts. Like, it's just not. Mine's like, hey, I'll spend some time with you, right? I'm like I can't do that with everybody. Yeah. So, like, find somebody who's like, that's their jam, and I'm like, and then just empower the shit out of them. Like, they're like, how much money can I spend? And I'm like, $500. Like, a week? Good question. A month, right? Not per client, And then you start doing that, and then it's fun. And then what you see is the result of that, because, like, you'll get an email or you'll get a text and be like, dude, that was so incredibly thoughtful. Like, thank you for that. And I'm like, hey, now I get both the benefit of feeling good about it. I also get to say, hey, I'm glad you got that, but, like, that was all Nate, right? Like, Nate did that for you. So now I get to make Nate look good, and they feel good. So, like, I get all of the benefit of that without having, and I get to, like, give some of that to my team, and the member feels good. Again, all of that is just like, you got to build a great business, and that means that you're going to have to relinquish some authority, some roles. You're going to have to really rethink about how you view the business and the affiliate. And it will be uncomfortable. I don't know how else to tell you that. Like, it will be uncomfortable. You'll think that it's not going to work. Many things won't work the first time. Welcome to entrepreneurship. But you can absolutely do a great version of this. And what I'm stoked about is I think a lot of people are starting to understand that, and they're starting to ask the questions, and they're starting to really think about it. And I'm like, okay, if I'm going to buy this, like, I'm not going to have it forever. How am I going to do this? What do I want this to look like? And it can be way better than most of us have done it for a long time. It doesn't have to be this grind, and we don't have to be martyrs and shit. It's not necessary.
Nope, not at all.
So,
and same thing's actually true for new people. So just in the last 6 months or so, more and more brand new gyms coming in. Again,
those are the best.
Early, it's the best. What you get to do now, when we get to help a gym open from scratch, and you actually give us the proper runway, which the sweet spot for us is like 3 to 6 months, and you will open at warp speed. And you will have members before you ever opened your doors. You're not putting out the fires in real time that you could have avoided ahead of time, and now you're just doing the people thing and the real-time reactivity of running a business. It is so rewarding. And
so we just build out
that's what I was getting to.
The most extensive thing
so
for this,
badass.
right? So, like, if you're a gym owner and you're thinking about opening an affiliate, or you know somebody that's going to open an affiliate, just send them our way. So we built this thing out. I mean, we built a lot of stuff, and when I saw the final product, I was like, might be one of the best things we ever made. Literally everything that you would want to know, do, think about, all the way through opening and then beyond, specifically for new affiliate owners. If that's something you're interested in, hit us up. We're happy to chat with you about it. But that is specifically for that particular group of people.
Yeah.
Like, you come in, you're like, this is where I'm at. I'm like, perfect. We're going to plug you in right here. Everything's already laid out for you. Everything from legal to space to design to budgeting to membership prices to branding to marketing. Literally all of it done. templates, everything, how-tos, and we already were doing this really well. We're going to do it about 10 times faster and 10 times more efficient now. So if that's something you're interested, hit us up, and we're happy to have a discussion with you about how to do that, because we want you to open and really feel the success on day one, not think that success happens 5 years from now.
Yeah, because the misconception that I've come across over and over again for people who are brand new and trying to open a gym, and for the record, I did this too, so to be fair, is that, well, I'll just start, then I'll see what sucks or where I need help, and then I'll get the help. Versus being like, I've never played this game before. It's probably going to be pretty consuming for me to figure out, to do well, etc. Because few people open a gym and be like, I'm going to phone it in. You're doing it because you're excited and you love it and you want to do a good job.
I'll give you another example. I had a guy, we do not work with this person, doesn't matter, sent me a bunch of stuff, business projections and everything, was looking at a $2 million building. He did all his projections and everything, and I went back to him and I said, hey, you need to revise all of these. Like, your projections are way too rosy. You could potentially do that, but this is all upside that you've outlined here. I'm not trying to crush your dreams, but you need to go back to the drawing board. And this is your first lesson, which is always plan for the worst. And right now what you've planned for is literally everything goes exactly the way that you want it to. And I've literally never seen that happen. I said, go back to the drawing board, I gave him a whole full list of stuff. But that dude would have done that.
How many times have we seen that? People start it with a certain idea of how awesome. We're going to be like 200 members by the end of year one.
Spending shitloads of money, dude.
And you're like, buddy, here, let me tell you this. Like what you just said, it's going to be, we're plan for the worst. You will get lucky along the way. There are going to be some things where you're like, oh shit, I hope this works out. And it works out way easier and better than you thought. But often and more often than not, it's not what you thought, especially if you've never played the game before.
Right.
So being able to lay it out, and this is what I like so much about the new module we built, is that we took all of our experiences and said all of the gyms that we've opened ourselves, all the clients that we've helped support in this process, and dumped it all in there, so that not only have we already know where the bodies are buried, and we gave you the tools and or the perspective and the shortcut to,
and the mindset
to correct the right lens, to literally take what is pretty challenging and make it super easy. It's exciting, it's effective, and get you off on such a different trajectory from the get-go that it's like hopping over 5+ years in your first year. Like, and I'm talking even literally like money-wise. You will be membership-wise, where many gyms aren't even at 5 years when they show up at our doorstep. So, anyway, exciting times. There's a shift happening out there. I love it, and people, the veterans who are starting to think about retirement, who are like, maybe I should get some help with this. Hell yeah, reach out, let us know. We take you through a whole assessment like I described, and that's, by the way, that's our free trial. So there's no charge for us to take a look under the hood and say, here's what we see, here's what we would do based on your goals. And if we line up and we can help you, rock and roll. And if not, hey, we'll part as friends and wish you the best. But
we'll reinvest in you. So when people sign up, we'll pay for a credential because we believe in it that much. So I think the future is bright. Obviously, there's a lot of breath holding right now, but I'll say it again. I think it's always a good time to be an affiliate owner if you're doing it right. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you've got questions, if you just want to shoot the shit, reach out to us. But as always, we do all of this to give people a ton of value. But if you're looking to make it to the next level, hit us up. We'd love to set up a call with you. You get to talk to Marcus, who's been in the game for a long time, and you can be part of a group of people that are solely looking at pushing affiliates forward, because I can't think of many better businesses to own. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for checking out this episode of the Best Hour of Their Day podcast. We appreciate you listening and choosing to have us help you in your passion for coaching and affiliate ownership. You can find more episodes just like this on all podcast platforms. If you're interested in learning more, you can reach out to us on any social media platforms, or you can visit www.besthouroftheirday.com to book a call. If you found this episode helpful for you, please share it so that we can help other coaches and affiliate owners to help build a bigger and stronger CrossFit community. Thanks for listening.